Hi everyone, welcome back to Quetzal Talk, and we're here today at El Charlatan, a new restaurant by Enrique Lozano. Well, it's been here for how long, brother?
We're going to 2 years already, so.
Oh hell yeah, 2 years. So it's not new, but like people are still learning about it because you just got nominated for a James Beard Award, correct?
Yeah, semi-finalist. So it's like the stage before being an actual finalist.
Oh, okay.
And then in June they'll let you know who wins top chef in Texas and stuff like that.
Oh shit! So they already have the finalists down, or?
Yeah. The finalists. So here in town, well, it was just me and Emiliano from Miami, a semi-finalist, but Emiliano moved on to the finalist, and then there's like another 4 chefs in Texas, so it's top 5.
Hey, so we still have someone from El Paso representing. That's cool, man. But yeah, I mean, that's still, amazing feat getting like into the semifinals, bro. Because what is the James Beard? It's like a national, correct?
It's national. As far as I know, it's national, but they do like occasionally. They're very inclusive, so like they try to showcase whoever is doing something cool. But a lot of people look at it kind of like the Grammys of cooking, of the industry, really, because they do bars as well.
Yeah.
They do TV shows. They do books, cookbooks. So they choose like pretty much anything you could do in the industry. They have a nomination for it, and they have an award for it. So but it is pretty huge, honestly. Was I bummed out when I found out I didn't move to the finalist? Yeah, but that's just like the competitor,
Yeah, like kind of like the pride, like in a way.
Yeah. So it's just it's like something that I like to say a lot that my mom kind of like instilled in me was that whatever you're gonna do, like, be the best at it.
Yeah.
Like if you're not the best at it, then like you're wasting your time. Like if that day you went home and you weren't the best cook or the best dishwasher wherever you were at,
yeah,
or the best, I don't know, like tile maker or whatever, like it was like you're wasting time. Like that was, she put it a lot nicer than that, but it was basically that was a point where it's like
why go somewhere if you're not gonna try to do your best and be the best? Like my homie Luis, the one who helped me start the podcast, would always say, like, when you work, you want to be the motherfucker that, like, they can't be without. That, like, if you're gone, like, everything, like, kind of fucks up. You know what I mean?
That's the same mentality, where it's just like, you become irreplaceable. I mean, they say, nobody's irreplaceable, but when you'll be able to tell, when.
Yeah, especially in a workplace, like if someone's like really the one that like keeps things together because they're a hard worker and loyal and also intelligent.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then so you said you were like bummed out, but I mean, do you feel like there was something you could have done to become a finalist, or you feel like it was just all just opinion?
No, yeah, I think I could have worked harder. Maybe push my staff a little harder because the way it goes, it's like once you get to semifinalist, they send out 2 food critics, I guess, two judges. And they rate your restaurant. They don't tell you when or who or what, but they'll rate it, and then whoever gets the highest rating, they move on to finalists.
So you won't even know when the judge comes?
No, you don't.
Oh man, that's...
it's kind of. I mean, I guess
so it could have been like a bad day or something.
Yeah, it could have been something like that. But you know what I mean, like if you're, I look at it like, again, and it's like I'm super, happy and proud of like my staff and myself and of what we've accomplished. But again, I go back to the competitor mentality and where I want to be the best, so yeah, we could have always pushed to do something better, something like that. But I mean, I'm super proud of Emiliano as well, being able to move to finalist.
Oh yeah. And have you ever met Emiliano?
Yeah, a couple of times actually. He's a super cool friend of mine, and he's a talented chef and he works hard, so he's being recognized properly.
Yeah. Because I know, like, from what I read, like, your food is more like Asian, kind of with like a little like hints of a Mexican flavor, correct?
Yeah, that's, I mean, it's kind of like 50-50, so like Asian, Mexican.
Oh shit!
Because
Hell
I
yeah.
mean, you can get anything from tacos to ramen. So like like both ends of the pendulum. Like it's
Yeah.
like whatever in between. Like we have like carne asada plates, but we don't call it that. We call it like carrilleras. And then we have bibimbap. We have that's like Korean.
Oh,
We
that I
have
tried that like stuff. That sounds good.
so we have a lot of cool things, and then we do something really cool too, where we do like a tasting menu. So a tasting menu is basically um, as many dishes as like a restaurant or a chef wants to put out. You pay a set price, and then you have like a dining experience of like whatever the kitchen has to offer, whatever their skills set is, whatever the
Yeah.
recipes are. So whatever you want to put on the tasting menu, and as many courses as you want, then you sell that, and people like basically try what you have to offer.
Yeah.
So what we
That's
do
cool.
here is 12 courses. So 12
Oh man.
courses, and it's like $65, and you get like you get some small like you get tostadas, you get taco, you get a ramen, you get two desserts, and then it changes. So it changes periodically. So
Depending on the season, and do you use like local veggies or anything?
yeah, something we something we pride ourselves in is using a lot of local stuff. So we started off with the veggies from Bodega Loya, which is like literally 2 minutes down the street here in Socorro, and from there it's we get a lot of stuff. Like we get onions, carrots, celery. Now they have asparagus, and asparagus is super cool because it's a crop that, like, in order to harvest, you have to wait like 2 to 3 years in
Oh.
order to harvest it.
Oh really?
Yeah, because when it first comes out, it comes out like very thin and not nutritional. So you have to wait like next year and then the year after, and then once it's
shit.
like in the third year, like you can harvest it, and it's a cool little project that that they're able to do. But they're growing shiso for us now, so it's like the sesame seed leaf,
Yeah.
which is kind of like it's like a mix between basil and mint, kind of. And so they're growing that for us too.
Oh, that's
But
cool.
they have I mean, whatever I ask them to grow, they'll grow it.
Oh,
So
that's
it's-
cool. So
yeah.
you have like a working relationship with them.
Yeah,
That's
it's
tight.
Ralph and Marty Loya. So they've been super close with us, super cool. A perfect relationship, honestly, for a restaurant. Like it's kind of like a
Yeah,
perfect storm
man.
kind of deal. Like when they started, we were starting, so it's kind of like perfect. And then
Yeah.
we go further up the street with Licon Dairy. We carry a lot of their products as well. Buttermilk, their Chihuahua cheese, and their asadero.
Oh,
And,
hell
so,
yeah.
So we incorporate that into our menu. That, and we also have Sun City Roots, which they do our microgreens, which are for like mainly for garnish and for flavor, but they're very nutritional as well. So we get the microgreens from there, and then we get our mushrooms from Full Circle Mushrooms in New Mexico.
Oh, okay.
So they got very cool products too. We get like lion's mane.
Yeah, lion's mane. Heard that's good for like your for reconnecting the synapses in your brain, bro. Like,
Yeah,
that's
there's all
cool.
kinds of there's all kinds of stuff that like like mushrooms are really good for you. People are starting to like actually like look into it now. More
Yeah.
medicinal and like just like edible. So like they got a lot of cool products there, and they've been doing that for a while too. Full Circle Mushrooms. So those are some, and then there's other like micro growers that kind of have some cool stuff for us too. So yeah, we try to work with as much local people as possible, and try to showcase them on our menu. Like whenever we have something from theirs, we put it on the menu. Like, hey, this is Bodega Yoloya, this is Licuander, this is because we think it's important to build a community, amongst the industry.
Hell yeah, man. And what do you think of the El Paso industry, like, since you started? Because you used to have a restaurant downtown, correct?
Yeah, and in 2017 we had Nishi Ramen, right there, like catty corner with the Southwest Stadium,
Oh, okay.
on San Antonio Street.
Oh, so that should have been like a good location, but
It
like,
should have been. We didn't have any parking, and if there was a ball game, like we were dead. Like it was like there was nowhere.
yeah.
There was no way to get there. Traffic, people. Like there was no way to get there.
damn.
So it should have been like like good, but you live and learn. I did that when I was 26, so it's kind of like I was just kind of testing my feet in the water. I had just
Yeah.
gotten back from Chicago. I was working at Next by the Linear Group in Grand Rapids, which is a Michelin star restaurant in Chicago. And it's
So Michelin, that's like the top, like that's the cream of the cream, or like,
yeah, but it's not all over. It's all over the world, but it's not like all over America. So like San Francisco has a Michelin system, or California has a Michelin system, New York, Chicago, So those are like there's a very few states and cities that have like the Michelin system in the United States. Texas doesn't have a Michelin system, so
they're like, we're Texas, we do our own thing.
Yeah. So I don't know what it's gonna take to do that, but hopefully soon we can get those eyes over here too.
Yeah, does that bring more does that just make more prestige, or does it make it like?
Yeah, it's if you have like even like just one, because they even do mentions too, like for like small like mom and pop shops, like they do like in Chicago, or I saw this thing where they do like honorable mention Michelin restaurant, and it's like they can't give you a star, but they give you, you know what I mean, like, hey, this is a cool spot to check out.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out. So they got stuff like that. But when you're like a 1-star Michelin restaurant, like you're like it's like you're worth a visit.
Yeah.
When you're 2 stars, like you're like above and beyond. And when you're 3 stars, is like a place you have to like you better go out of the way to check out this spot. And
so it only goes up to 3 stars in the Michelin
yeah,
system?
it's 1 to 3.
Oh, okay. And how many stars did the next have?
1.
So it's still like you still got, even that was enough to bring like a lot of people like in.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, it's just the group itself, the Alinea group. It started with a restaurant called Alinea, and that restaurant had 3 stars for a while.
Oh shit!
It's been open for a while, but what the chef there, Grant Atkins, and his team were able to do is it's pretty incredible. Like the standard in which they operate, and it's like
oh my bad, bro.
No, you're fine. So it's like what we as like chefs, that aren't there, like what we look up to, like what we think like this is what a restaurant is supposed to be like, and I mean you can tell that with the food too,
It's all good. And do you think El Paso, like there's anything do you think El Paso restaurants are like at that level, or do you think they have a lot of work to do?
We all have a lot of work to do in order to get to that level. I think we're maybe 3-4 years away from that.
Yeah.
Obviously, we probably won't get the Michelin system like anytime soon. I don't
just for like your own
standard.
like you said, your own competitiveness and your own like standard of trying to be the best.
Yeah, no, I think we're still like at least 3-4 years away.
Just to clarify, that was your restaurant, or you just think El Paso like restaurants in general?
All restaurants, including myself. Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
It's just I think we're going in the right direction. There's all kinds of spots opening up. Lola Rose just opened up, and they got like a cool project going on. Casa Pantera, they're trying to do very cool stuff too. We have like friends like my friend Jorge Ortiz, who's doing El Tiger Taqueria in Central, and that's like the kind of spot, like it's a food truck, but it's the kind of spot that like is gonna elevate food scene in general, because like they're making like their own tlayudas, which are like the big old tortillas, like so it's like he has like the repertoire to like so basically what we're doing here, like we're both trying to educate the greater audience of El Paso, to like El Paso and Socorro, to show them what can be done in the city. Like we have the tools, we have the growers, we have the purveyors, like we have everything to be that city, but where we're just not taking that further step, because whatever X reason, like we're afraid of charging people, or we're afraid of people not liking it, But
and do you think that's just because of general apathy, and like, cause you know how like people say in El Paso, like we kind of just accept whatever, and we're just kind of just like, yeah, I could work a 9-to-5 job for the rest of my life and never like really grow or go anywhere or try anything new.
It definitely has to do with that. We have that very small city mentality.
Yeah.
But we're like, I mean, in perspective, we're like a huge city. I think we're bigger than Austin, like by a lot, and it's like, I think it's gonna take a lot of us to have that same mentality of like, like we can do it here. Like, we don't have to go out of town and like open a restaurant or open a boutique shop or open a barber shop, in Austin or Dallas or New York. Like we can do it here. Like, like people are willing to support, and people like me or Emiliano have shown that we can do it here. We're getting recognized, nationally, like to do stuff like that. So I think it can be done, and it's just gonna take more effort, more time, to just kind of start turning people's heads and be like, okay, you know what, I want to do it too.
Hell yeah, man. No, and that's a big thing. So just continue what you're doing, enjoying people, and that's cool that you have that mentality that you want to keep like be better and be the best, bro. Because that's like what makes you reach the top. And so, what do you think like get to the next level right now? What do you think you need to do?
That's a loaded question. I mean, the main thing is like focus. You know, there's a lot of distractions. That can come into like, you know, owning a business, but when you're able to focus on what's important, which is like providing delicious food, you know, a good eating experience, when you can do those things, you know, the restaurant's gonna speak for itself. And it's easier said than done. You know, you could say like, oh, well, it's just, you know, like, but you go to a restaurant and all of a sudden like you get like shitty service from like a server that doesn't really care about their job.
Yeah, man.
And like you get the food and it's good, but like the server treated you like shit. You know, it's kind of like you have to balance it all out. Something that we push for here is service. You know, it's like we try to make that a point that like, hey, you know what, like somebody's coming in here, they're gonna spend money and they're gonna like they're gonna give us a privilege of feeding them. You know, we're putting something into people's bodies. It's not just like I don't know, doing a car wash where, you know what I mean, like it's like you wash somebody's car and you never see them again. Like we're nourishing people like with our food, and you know, like they're giving us like an hour, 2 hours of the day, and they're paying us for it. You know, so it's like you gotta keep that in mind. Like I think a lot of people kind of like man. A lot of people, chefs, cooks in the city, they kind of just like, okay, well, I'm gonna make this burger super quick, blah blah blah, get it out of the way. Okay, cool. I don't even care who it goes out to. You know, like boom, there you go. And it's like, no, like there's more to it than just like putting, like slapping, you know, a bun and burger together. It's like there's a lot more to it. So that's it. So that's Liz. She's the owner of the coffee shop Quetzal.
Oh, okay. And so you guys work together?
Well, it's two businesses. So yeah, it's Quetzal and it's El Charlatan. So we like together.
Okay. Hell yeah.
And there's actually 3 businesses here. It's Quetzal, Charlatan, and Moonlight Adobe Hall, which is like a event hall that's right here.
Oh, so you guys kind of like complement each other in a way.
Yeah, no, it's cool. And well, I should mention too, there's 2 artists that have like studios here too. Efren Solorzano and Gabriel Marquez, and they both do like different art and stuff. So it's like, yeah, it's a collective here of like.
Oh shit! So when did Socorro start doing that? Because like before it was kind of just seemed like it was just like a farming community, but now it seems to be like actually like becoming really artistic and like a community that's like trying to put their like art and like grow, like, you know, just be different like than just regular Paso, like elevate like the scene, you know.
Yeah, no, it honestly it started with, I would say, the brewery across the street, 3 Missions Brewery. They're the ones that kind of took the gamble and were like, you know what, let's open a brewery in Socorro, and they found the spot. Shout out to the landlord too, Jonathan Hernandez. He's a super cool dude, and you know, he's worked with all of us, and he wants to see the community too, like, you know, being uplifted. So he's helped us a lot, and so they started, and they were doing their own, you know, like craft beers and stuff from scratch. So from there on, across from them there was a Casa Ortiz that opened up as a gallery shop, for different artists, and so they started doing that. And that's kind of around the time when I saw this spot for rent, and so like I just hit them up. I was like, I didn't know what I was gonna do. I didn't think I was ready for a restaurant. You know, just wanted to check it out. But then John sent me the pictures of the place, and it was a house. So it was like they were using it as an Airbnb. So I saw it and I instantly fell in love with it, and I was like, you know what, whatever it's gonna take, I want it. Like I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, you know, man. But I just went for it, and you know, like the rest is history. So this was like this was like almost 3 years ago when I started the project. So I would say like the Socorro movement started like about 4 years ago. And not just that, but like not just us like business owners, but we have like the farmers, you know, like there's like this sort of like new age of like, you know, thinkers that are coming into Socorro or that are from Socorro, and they want to see it like uplifted. A lot of people like in our Socorro government too, like it's like they're helping us out too. You know, they have like workshops for businesses.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Whatever loans are available, you know, they make it, you know, available for us. A lot of the representatives come into our businesses. They bring large groups. You know, they try to eat here. They try to, you know, keep it local, and they give us shout outs whenever they can. And so they do a good job of working with us. You know, whereas maybe like in the actual city of El Paso, like it's kind of like you're on your own. You know.
Yeah, unless you know somebody who, like, you know what I mean. Like it's very like cliquish over there.
Yeah, exactly. So this is what's different too, and I think that's what's helped. So. Yeah, invite anyone that wants to come to Socorro and we'll help you. We'll help you open a business.
Oh shit, hell yeah, that's tight, bro. So it's a very like a community, man. That's what's like missing in this region. And I'm glad at least some place in like this region's like finding it. So that's good, man. Because it always seems like in El Paso, like people just want to kind of bring you down. Like, you know, like people aren't like trying to lift each other up. We're always trying to like put someone down so I can go up. You know, like it's that mentality.
Very cutthroat. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's been a problem too, and that's why a lot of people leave. You know, they feel like they don't feel the support from their friends or colleagues, and it's just kind of like, I might as well just go to another city and, you know, just do it big over there.
Oh yeah, man.
But I think, yeah, I wanna show people, you know, like that you can do it here. You know, like you have help. You know, if somebody doesn't want to help you, then, you know, reach out to me. Like, I'm available. Whoever it is, you know, I'll help you out whatever I can. So.
Oh yeah, no. Are you from Socorro originally?
Yeah, so I was born in Socorro, or I was born in El Paso. Then I moved to Juarez, and so I grew up in Juarez till I was about 11, and then we moved to Socorro.
Oh man.
So I've been in Socorro since I was like 11. So what's that, like 25 years, something like that?
Yeah.
26. Damn. I don't know. I'm not good with math right now.
So you watched it like grow like a lot, then? I'm
yeah,
sure.
I saw it, you know, evolve into this like community where it was before. It was kind of like everybody was separated, you know, and it's like just like very few businesses, but now it's gotten big, and it's got a lot of stuff, and with the growth on East Lake too, like that's kind of like helping us out too. With there's been a lot more like houses built out here, and yeah, it's
so kind of trickled over here like into here. Yeah, like a lot of the people from East Lake come down here.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Check it out. So it's like, yeah, I've definitely seen that. Like the growth in the last 10 years has been crazy, you know. So I'm happy, you know. I'm very happy that I'm able to do it here, where I grew up and where I still live. So.
Hell yeah, bro. And do you have like roots in Juarez still? Do you still like have people that you communicate, or family, or even like other chef owners that you know down in Juarez?
I definitely have. Yeah, like most of my dad's side of the family, they still live there. But I try to go like at least once a week, just to like go check out, because there's a lot of like new restaurants opening up too, and like, there's a lot of cool projects that they're working on over there. So I like to kind of, you know, keep my ear in the street, you know, keep my eye out for whatever's popping up, and I keep close relationships with like whoever's there too. Another purveyor that I didn't talk about that we work very closely with is Molino Asquil, which is it's basically like a tortilleria, but they do more than that. They source, this is the corn actually, but they source it out from local farmers, or like micro farmers that don't do any GMOs. It's all like heirloom, and it's all like treated with like no pesticides and stuff like that. So it's like a very natural way of growing corn without any like additives or anything.
So do you guys make your own tortillas here? Like,
no, we get them from there.
Oh, okay.
So from Molino Asquil, so they get the corn, they source the corn, and they have all kinds of products. They sell you like either raw corn or corn husk, or whatever corn product you can think of, like tortillas or whatever, or even masa. Like we usually get masa and tortillas, and so yeah, they make it for us, and it's a very cool project too. That, you know, it's like four, you know, young entrepreneurs too that they just want to see it. You know, they want to see what they've seen in bigger cities in Mexico.
Yeah,
they want to do that same thing too with like a molino. So that's a very cool project too that we work with. So that's another reason for me to, you know, keep on going to Juarez to see what else is out there.
Man. That's tight. And since it's heirloom, like it's a lot more nutritious, the corn, right?
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, man. So it has a lot of nutrients that you won't get.
Yeah, from like something that you buy at Walmart,
Yeah.
So I think it's super cool that like all this stuff is kind of like started lining up for us, and we're able to work with like Molinos Keel and blah, blah, blah. So it's very cool that I feel really lucky. I don't think if it wasn't for them, I don't think I'd be where I'm at right now. As far as like accolades and all that, because it's easier for a chef to work with great product than to just like do shitty product.
Yeah.
And, just like do whatever.
Then just get like you were talking about, like Walmart tortillas like on or something like that. Like
yeah, it kind of kills creativity. When you work with like just whatever product.
Yeah, but when you have some bomb ass shit, you want to like dress it up right.
Yeah, exactly.
That's tight, man. That's cool. And when did you know that you wanted to become a chef?
It was around the time, like my senior year in high school. I was playing football in Socorro High School. I went to Socorro High School, graduated 2010. It was time for me to get like serious about my career choice.
Yeah.
And I knew I couldn't play football because I didn't have like the size or the speed to do it like professionally. So I was like, okay, let's get serious about something. And I remember a friend of mine told me about the teacher that was doing the culinary class in Socorro, and she was describing this guy like I don't know, like if it was Anthony Bourdain, where it was like this guy grew up in Africa, grew up speaking French, and then he's worked like in Istanbul, he's worked in like all these like Arab places, and like in France and Africa, and then he like moved to the States, and then he was working at Las Vegas at the Bellagio, and then he went to culinary school in Las Vegas. So he graduated from Cordon Bleu, and then like all of a sudden he ended up in El Paso as a teacher, and I was like, yeah. So it's like I was like, wow,
random,
like,
that's crazy.
So like I thought the story was like super cool. So then I went to go meet the guy, and he was like, it was like this like tall Greek guy, and he was like, hey, Mister, come to my class. Like I'll show you what cooking is and all that stuff. I was like, what? Who is this guy? So like I took the class, and like I never looked back. It was like so natural to me because it was very much like football, but going even further than that, when we lived in Juarez, my dad was an executive chef at a Michelin. So so he was like always around. If he wasn't doing that, he was doing pastry, like wedding cakes and quinceañera cakes and stuff like that, and like wedding cookies and stuff like that. So he was always like doing something with cooking or something in the kitchen. And if it wasn't that, it was my mom in the kitchen, like making. She was an excellent home cook, and we hardly ever ate out because she was always cooking at home.
Oh, that's good, man. That makes you healthier.
Yeah. So so it was like once I found out about this guy, and it just kind of like seeing how the kitchen was like running and stuff like that. It was very natural to me because it seemed like football. Like it was like, if you work hard, you're gonna get recognized, and you're gonna be moving up, and like and then also at the same time, it was like, well, this is what my dad, like, this is what I saw my dad doing, like, all, like, when I was, like, growing up, and my mom, and it's, like, it was just super, like, second nature, and that's kind of when I was like, okay, I think I could do this as a career, this is cool, and I didn't even care how much it paid or anything. It's something that I really, like, felt for it, and it was, like, I felt happy doing that, and and I would see how, like, I would do better than all the other, students and stuff like that, and once it got like to the point where it was time to graduate, like I never said it, the teacher's name was Zeno. So once Zeno like left the school, he told me that he wanted to open a restaurant in El Paso, and he was like, hey, well, I want you to come work for me when you get out of high school. And I was like, well, I want to go to culinary school first. But then he was like, okay, so just do whatever, like, you know what I mean, go to school, and then when you're done, come work for me. And I was like, all right. But then around the same time when I went to culinary school, I went to EPCC, and he was a teacher there too. So like I had lost contact with him, but then all of a sudden I got a class, and it was like, what? This is Zeno. And then I went, and it was him, and I was like, hey, what the hell? I thought you were gonna open your restaurant. And he was like, oh no, not yet. I'm not ready yet. All this stuff. I was like, okay, cool. And it was like, but I was like, when I'm ready, like, you're gonna come work for me.
Oh,
like,
man.
Okay, cool. So then, yeah.
So he's just waiting for you, technically.
Yeah, it was like destiny, kind of. So like once he opened his first restaurant, Zeno's Greek on the west side on Mesa, and
okay.
Yeah, it's been open for like what, 12 years, 13 years, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like by Albertsons, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Wrestler and Mesa.
Okay.
So yeah, once it opened, I went to go work there like the first day, and I was still doing school. But once I kind of found out that I was learning more at work than at school, I was like, I'll just do work because it's paying the bills and I'm learning.
Yeah, so you think it's because like you're actually like experience what it's like in the kitchen and you get to like train on the job, or like why do you think that is?
You explained it pretty good, but a lot of people do it kind of like backwards. Well, not backwards actually. They do it like the proper way, where they finish culinary school and then they go to work at a restaurant. But then they go to work at the restaurant and they find out that it's not like school. Nobody's babysitting you, and it's very cutthroat and it's very like fast, and people are yelling at you all the time, and it's like, oh, okay, maybe I don't like cooking. So I got into that first before I
finish the so you were able to see what it was really like. So you weren't like all what's that word? Enchanted once you did come in.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the word too, but I was in I guess blindsided by the way the actual kitchen is, and it's even then it's changed a lot like in the last 20 years. What a kitchen is like.
You think it's less stressful, or you think it's more stressful now?
I think it's just as stressful, but now there's tools. Now there's tools to alleviate the workload. Like something as easy as like more days off, or not working a full day. It's just stuff like that helps you kind of.
Yeah, because chefs and cooks are crazy. I know that because I used to like work in the food industry too, like for a little bit. Maybe not as crazy as you, but I know like they could get crazy. Like you said, working like twice a day for like a week, like working both shifts and stuff, and like.
When I saw it the most, like how hard it actually is, was when I was at Next. Like the way that kitchen was ran, it was like. I can't even explain it. It's like you can't make any sort of like harsh noise. Like if you're cutting something, you can't just like slam the knife, and like, it was like everything had to be like very methodical. Very like what was the word to use? I forgot. But it was like everything has to be like very thought out. Like you can't just like throw stuff on the cutting board, and everything has to be placed. Like it's not like. It was a very delicate way of working, but you have to be working like 100 miles an hour. So it was like you're learning.
So you have to be fast, like, but efficient. Like you can't just be sloppy.
Yeah, exactly. Like I got sent home like twice because like I was making like noise. So like.
Oh shit! For real?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So it was like this is one time I dropped like a plating, like a plate, and like I dropped it once, and they were like everybody was like. Like just quiet. Like,
everyone turned around and
like, what is this guy doing?
Damn.
And like I dropped it again because I was so nervous. And then they were like, "Yeah, just go home." And I was like, "What?" Like I was just, they're like, "Just go home, come back tomorrow, go home." Like, fuck, all right. And then so yeah, and that was nice. They could have like, because they did like they do to chew you out like in front of everybody, but they didn't do that with me. So
you've seen them go like Gordon Ramsay on someone.
Yeah, no, they have. Yeah, they do. And there's a lot of people that still do that, but I think it's like so like gratuitous, it's like not necessary.
Yeah, it's a lot of effort. Do you think it's a lot of effort on your part, and then it's just like putting a person down?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, like why would you want to work for somebody like that, like
yeah,
it doesn't matter how much you're learning or whatever. It's just like I try to emphasize that too. Like a lot of cooks now, it's like yeah, I want you working as hard as possible, as hard as you can and whatever, but know yourself and know how much you can push yourself. If you feel like you're getting overworked, then let me know and we'll work something out. You're not gonna get fired or anything. You just like it's important to recognize your own health. So I think
hell yeah, and I think that's a big thing in like the food industry. Those like. Definitely food industry workers should be getting paid a lot more, and what you are, and also like you said, they should like be thinking about their health. Like sometimes like cooks and chefs are like some of the most unhealthy people because like just the work hours and the workload, and they don't have time like to eat.
Yeah, and it's like you're living off of energy drinks, and stuff like
Yeah,
that,
man.
and it's like coffee, and so it's very intense, and it can be very rewarding, which is why I'm doing it, because I think it's like it's been rewarding so far, and you get a lot of cool opportunities, and you
Oh
get to
yeah,
learn a
man.
lot. So it's hard, but I think it's. I mean, I couldn't be working in an office, so that's
Yeah, I
for
don't
sure.
know, man. Sitting at a desk all day for 8 hours a day,
Yeah,
and
and like not even knowing what you're contributing to.
yeah, man. And
So
this you see like you see the beginning, middle, and you see the like output, and then when you know that someone's like comes. How does that feel when you know like someone like really enjoyed your food and stuff?
that's like the best reward, honestly. When somebody like, because our kitchen's open, so like a lot of
Hmm.
people like stop by and they're like, "Hey, you know what? Like that was the best meal I had today, or the year, or my life." And it's like it's cool, I mean, who knows how honest they're being, but they're telling us, so
Yeah, man.
and it's cool. It's a good feeling to know that somebody really enjoys your food. It's like something that you put a lot of hard work into, and somebody tells you it's great. It's like, oh yeah, like,
Oh yeah, and do you think it makes a difference? Like that idea how how some people say like I put love into this food. Do you think like it that actually makes a difference?
yeah, yeah. I mean, a lot of people just say it just to say it, but it it's to me it goes without saying. Kind of like more like, instead of like putting love into it, it's like just care about what you're doing.
Yeah,
Like care, like feel like if you're gonna feed this like plate to your grandma or your mom or your dad or your sister or your daughter, brother.
yeah,
If you think about it that way, like you don't want to serve them nothing, like that you're not gonna eat yourself, or nothing that's shit, something that's mediocre. You want to give them the best, so like that. Um, inadvertently, you make it with love, quote unquote. So
yeah. Hell yeah, man. And do you think the El Paso like restaurant scene like allows people to do that here, or do you think because of the just how it is like there's not a lot of that care in?
there's not a lot of demand for that, because
Mm,
there's still people that live off of like Chicos Tacos,
yeah,
which is fine. Like I have Chicos Tacos probably like once a month, and it's fine. But at the same time, it's like the demand's not there for like where people don't wanna like require that from like a restaurant. They just want a quality meal, like as opposed to like uh, yeah, like quality as far as like like monetary wise. Like they want something,
yeah,
they want a good deal. They don't necessarily want like a good like a good dining experience.
yeah.
So they want like the 2 for 10 at Applebee's, instead of going to, I don't know, even Crave. Crave is like locally owned, so it's like they don't want to go spend like the extra $5 to get something cool at Crave, or at all the restaurants that I mentioned, like Tiger Taqueria or Taftia's,
Yeah,
or
that all
so.
sounds good, but like, I guess people, like you said, they just want the cheapest thing for their buck and stuff.
Yeah, and that's
So
why fast food restaurants are so like they do so well here. I mean, not just here, but anywhere. But I think at least in bigger cities, there is a demand for good quality of food,
yeah,
and food properly done by like chefs and stuff. Um, so like I said, it's just gonna take time.
yeah,
Visit
but
it.
it sounds like it's going in the right direction, especially like here in Socorro. Like, there's a good like little community, and hopefully, like El Paso will like get
St-
like some of that, like slowly.
Yeah, no, I think it'll get there. Where people like don't just want like a good deal; they want like good food.
Oh yeah,
I think it'll get there. It's not there yet, but it'll get there.
but I think the nomination will probably help. Like the nomination for you and what was that other guy's name? That in downtown
Emiliano.
Emiliano. Yeah, I think like that's gonna like help like people like sparkle their mind and be like, hey, I could do this too, So maybe, hopefully, and no, it's taken like a lot of time, and thank you, bro, because you're a busy man and you're about to open your kitchen. But is there anything you would like to like say to aspiring chefs here in El Paso, like if they like have been thinking about like opening a business but like have put it off? Do you have any?
Um, yeah. So sorry. I
No, you're
think
good.
the main thing for me is, if you have a good idea, if you like, you have a good intention, and you wanna, you know, you're gonna put your heart into it. Like, don't let money stop you. Like, money will come. Like, if you really like invested in it, like, you know, speak it out into the universe. Like, it'll money will come. Like, just like be ready when it comes, and you know, make sure that whatever you do it like with your heart into it. Like, if you invest, like if you invest your full attention to it, and you put all your heart into whatever it is project you're gonna do. You know, it could be anything. Like, people are gonna recognize it, people are gonna see it, and that's what ultimately is gonna, like, you know, uplift the community in the whole. And I think everybody should, you know, at least give it a try once in their life if they think that they want to open a business. Like, it doesn't just have to be food, but it could be anything, you know, like a nail spa or whatever. Just go for it, you know, just do it. Don't worry, don't let money stop you from, like, achieving your dreams.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. I mean, I think that stops a lot of people here, or like just that fear here of like
of losing everything, or like of like this and that. Yeah, I think the most impressive dreams come from, like, fear, you know, like, once you're at that edge of, like, you know, losing everything, like then you can take the next step to achieving your goals, your dreams.
Yeah, that's a good point, bro. Sometimes you have to be in the bottom so you can see what's gonna be at the top. I look at the way. So you're like, nah, I got this. Like, hell yeah, bro.
No, yeah, that's
like,
yeah. Don't be afraid.
Yeah, well, thank you, brother, for giving us your time. And everyone, like, if you're ever down, come down here to Socorro so you can try this bomb ass food. Take your dates here, and then you can also go to the Michelin Brewery. So, like, it's a nice little community down here, and check it out. So it's not just a restaurant. So please come down here and check out El Charlatan and check out some of the semi-finalists. Is delicious food. So thank you very much, brother, and you have a wonderful day.
Appreciate you, man.
You're welcome.